Hello there, and welcome to I Am Sounding English. Hello, my name is Pip, and I have designed resources to improve pronunciation while maintaining fluency so that you are on the way to improving your English and getting you better understood. This is the seventh in a series about how to improve pronunciation naturally when acquiring a second language by focusing this time on the importance of sentence stress. In the last video, I explained contrasting stress with the schwa. This time I will draw attention to the application of such stress to add rhythm throughout the sentence. I will focus on how content and function words affect the overall nature of sentence stress and how this can be applied to regular topics using my pronunciation training videos, and hopefully for your students to apply in their conversation on the same topic.
So hopefully each week you're still working on time pair practice and noticing improvement in students' fluency, and also slight modifications in how they're pronouncing their words and phrases. And by the testing, you have an opportunity to ensure that they are working on particular pronunciation patterns. Well, if we look at pronunciation, what we're going to look at today is sentence stress. Okay. Now, you probably looked at sentence stress in the questions. So remember this part? Where do you live? Okay. Where do you live? So you notice the duration, possibly intensity, and pitch in two of those four words. Yeah. Where do you live? Where do you live? Yeah. So you can hopefully notice that when students are making their questions. As I said, because of time pair practice, they're focused on questions right from the beginning. And because of the resources made, they have an opportunity to practice repeating and shadowing these questions as well as answering them too. So remember with London, where do you live? So you can lengthen the most important word, yeah? Where do you live? Yeah. Or it can be shortened, where do you live? Yeah. Where do you want to live? All right. So you can see certain parts are stressed more than others in the questions. Now, the reason why this is so is because English is rather a unique language as such. If you look at this graph, this is research done by Ramesh Nepur and Mello in 1999. They noticed that they looked at particular languages and noticed how many of these languages have syllables that ended in a vowel sound. And if you look, you can see Japanese is about 54% in which syllables end in a vowel sound because they have a very unique way of pronouncing as such. But if you look at English, they're on the other extreme where you'll find that, well, around 40, just over 40% of the syllables end in a vowel. There's a lot more that end with a syllable, creates certain challenges. But if you look on the other axis, you can see the changes in the actual consonants itself. So although if you look at Japanese again, you can see that there's less change in the consonant to syllable sounds. Whereas if you look at English, it's the highest, where you'll find certain sounds have a consonant ending, but it changes when you are speaking in longer sentences as such. And so this does create a lot of problems. So we want to work on how we can improve our actual sentence stress. So try to read this question. Now I'm going to show you some of the possible stressed syllables. And then try to read it. Do you think your students will be able to understand what this actually is? Do you think your students will be able to understand what this actually is? So it changes depending on what the speaker conceives as being important. But there is a rhythm there. And you probably found that through the question worksheets I've made, you had an opportunity to practice this, yeah? But I think we need to go into a little bit more detail about what this really means. So we need to concentrate on content and function words, which I think I've mentioned in previous videos, but it's now my opportunity for me to explain a little bit more. So this is important to understand the rhythm. So have you noticed certain words are in blue? Because at this moment, these are the words which the speakers conceive as being important words as their content. So this, important, understand, rhythm. Whereas the function words are the, is, to, and the. We need it, like the mortar for the function words, to support the sentence as such. So this is important to understand the rhythm. So there are obviously all these worksheets which I've made, which can help you on this. The questions certainly will help, but the phrases will also give you an opportunity to start to concentrate on not just words and short phrases, but their sentences themselves. So if we look at this one, we talked about a topic on holidays with students, and I produced this worksheet. And I asked them, after they've done their time pair practice, to start to analyze these questions and to notice where the stress occurs. So you can see it's, what country do you want to go to the most? How comes you want to go there? Is it safe to visit there? What kind of holiday do you want to have there? What would you try to do while you're there? Does this place have any World Heritage sites, tourist spots? Is there any place you particularly want to see first? Is this country known for its cuisine? What local dishes would you like to try? Do you want to backpack around this country or stay in a decent hotel? Okay, so hopefully you can get students to get a highlighter pen and do the same with their questions as well. You can do it also with phrases as well, and I've kind of put these in capitals to make it very clear. The reason why I go there is to meet my friend who lives there. I work in an Italian restaurant part-time, and I want to see how different the food is. I would like to try and speak their language. My history teacher told me about their history, and it is really interesting. I want to try backpacking, as this will give me the opportunity to make friends. I like photography, and I'm interested in their architecture. I would like to try the local delicacies. So as you can see that the content words have the stressed part in it, but not all content words do. It really depends on what you think is important and also how fluent you are speaking. Native speakers have a tendency to have longer chunks, which means that there'll be less stress on certain words because they can fluently go through their conversation. But for the moment, it's good practice just to recognize the content words and try to create suitable stress on the stressed syllables, not the unstressed syllables. Keep working at it, use a time pair practice, and you'll find through analysis and using the worksheets on topics that students are concentrating on, hopefully you'll see that they are able to apply it to other aspects in their conversation too. Okay. All right then. So if we look at this, it's just me providing the questions, but you can get the students to repeat it or to shadow it at the same time.
Questions on your summer.
Okay.
Did you have a pleasant summer vacation?
Did you have a pleasant summer vacation?
How did you spend your time during the summer?
How did you spend your time during the summer?
Did you go anywhere special?
Did you go anywhere special during the summer?
Did you go to the beach?
Did you go to the beach? Okay. So you can see me repeating, but you can shadow as well because you've got the question sheets in front of you. And you can also start to answer the questions, but try to listen to the stress parts of the question because you want to try to copy it in your answers as well.
Which beach did you want to go to?
I wanted to go to...
Did you see the stars at night this summer?
Yes, I did see the stars at night.
Did you eat special over the summer?
Yes, I did eat something special.
What did you eat?
I can't remember.
How many times did you eat out?
I ate out every night.
What was the best thing you did this summer?
It was visiting my
Did you
friends.
study anything over the summer?
Yes, I did. So you can start to try to copy that rhythm in the answers as well. Okay, so shadowing is key though. Definitely the more times you practice using these resources, the more likely you are to reproduce it in your speaking in general conversations as well. But it does take a lot of effort. But when students start to feel more encouraged by their performance in the time pair practice, they start to also look at resources more, knowing the fact that producing more native-like pronunciation is in fact possible. Okay, but you will get into uncomfortable situations, not just the students, but the teachers too, as you try to search for the right solutions to assist in their students' learning. Okay, but keep working at it, you'll get there. And hopefully remember that you need to explore and have fun with the language and pronunciation so you're getting yourself better understood. Thank you very much and have a good day.